Ladies and gentlemen, to Gino's spot again, Tuesday, 6:30, every Tuesday, 6:30. Make sure that you are subscribed on YouTube if you haven't watched this before, or you're watching on Facebook. Make sure that you are subscribed to YouTube, because YouTube is the best place to watch this. Every single Tuesday, we invite somebody from our area, our Eastern Cape area, and we stick them on so that you can get to know them and get to know exactly what makes them tick. And tonight we have Bruce Campbell on, and so we're going to be talking about all sorts of things. He's an insane sportsman. But it's also, it's not the normal sports. He does like these. It's not alternative sports as such, but certainly the running, the Xterra, and mountain bikes and swimming, and it's got a whole lot of. And he's a fitness maniac, and he's got some great advice for us as well. I'm sure I'm going to suck that out of him indeed tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to our sponsors, Aspire. Firstly, Aspire, who's been supporting us over the last 3 years. And those were from the very beginning, Fitch and Leeds, Gary DeBrain and the guys. And then also just recently, Sovereign has joined the Gino Spot team, and we are Sovereign Chicken. We are very, very eternally grateful for the sponsors, so that we can keep this show going and bring it to you every single Tuesday on Facebook and on YouTube, so that you can get to know the people around you, because we need to get to know the people in this town and the people in our area, so that we can work together as a community and support each other as well, because that's the way things work these days. So I'm glad that you're all here and ready to go. You make sure that you have a nice drink in your hand. I've got, Bruce brought in a kombucha today. I don't know. We're going to maybe put some Fitch and Leeds with that. I think we'll try. Kombucha is supposed to be very good for you. So I'm going to see. I might be running to the toilet halfway through the show, but we'll check it out. We'll take it as it comes. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us not waste any more time, because we have Bruce Campbell in the wings, ready to go. And one more thing. Thank you to Amobia for our internet. Always fantastic internet. And the other thing is that I don't think I've seen load shedding for a while. I haven't been load shedded for a little. I don't want to jinx things, but I heard that the not Tastepoint, what's it down in Cape Town, Kuburg. I heard that Kuburg's put another generator online, so that's why we haven't had a bit of load shedding, which is great news actually. And then also there is another thing. Oh yes, the dams. 40% now in Pompe is 40% and filling up as we speak. So we are very pleased. All the other ones are 100% already, but Mpofu is one of the big ones, and we need from the Churchill Dam, it comes down into Mpofu, so we need Churchill Dam to overflow enough so that it fills it up. So enough talk about that. We are ready for our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Bruce Campbell to our stage.
Ooh, welcome to the show. Now it's your time to shine. We're gonna have a chat tonight. Another good time.
There we go. Welcome, Bruce, to this and kombucha. It sounds so hippie. I always think of Rob van Vuuren when I think, because he does this hippie guy that he does, and he always drinks kombucha. It helps with your stomach.
It's mad stuff, yeah. Just boosts your immunity and keeps you going and preps your stomach in the morning.
Because I'd never heard of it up until a little while ago. It's just it's a new stuff, it's new things.
Yeah, it's like a probiotic in the bottle.
Okay. I think maybe Fitch and Leeds should have a look at it and make some more. But you can mix it with a bit of gin.
We certainly can.
But Bruce, thank you for coming on. Absolutely fantastic. We've been after you for a while, because I've been started mountain biking and running and stuff, and I always see you there. Last one we had the Merrill Trail ride, 60 kilometers, and I think you came second. But let me tell you, these oaks were absolutely bolting through that. They're racing snakes of note.
Yeah, it was a good view that day.
Yeah.
Just kept the pace going.
Yeah, go. It was a lovely ride actually through those things. But I suppose you don't look from side to side.
No, I look.
Do you?
I make sure I take it all in.
So you enjoy it.
I actually rode. I mean, my partner and I, my Bobby Arm's partner and I got away.
Okay.
And I tried to put him against the ropes, but I kind of started the sprint a bit early at the end there.
Did he catch you?
Yeah, I know.
What's his name?
Literally on the line.
It's not Jay. Jay was third.
Patrick Brown.
Patrick Brown. Okay, because I see Jay also. He's
also my other partner.
The coffee machine guy. He fixes up my coffee machine. I must get hold of him. Jay, are you online? Somebody tag Jay from Sumatran. He's great. He always sorts out my coffee machine. Works like a bomb. Nice. But it also seems like he rides like a maniac as well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because that was 60K. I think he did the 60K there.
Yeah, that's right. A story about him, like he, Tracy, myself, and him did Trans-Bavians together, and it's quite a strong headwind.
Yeah.
And instead of us like working together, I said to him, he just listens. He's like, Bruce, you're the captain. You tell me what to do. And I said, well, you're gonna sit in the wind for 230 k's. And sure enough, he did. He sat in the wind and he just set a good tempo. And as soon as Tracy kind of popped off the back, I would just assist her back onto his wheel. So we were both working. You know, I was just pushing Tracy back whenever I could.
Are you allowed to draft on a trail bike, on a mountain bike?
Of course.
You can do it.
It's gravel roads.
Because they say when it saves how many percent? Like 20%?
27%.
27% of your energy it saves if you're riding on the wheel of somebody else with a bicycle. That's crazy.
That's second wheel. The further back you go, the more the percentage gets.
Oh, more it goes. You mean so how many wheels is the best? Is the optimum until you fall out?
I don't
depends
know.
It depends how hard the wind's blowing.
How many people are in the front, I guess.
Yes, because I see the big groups go out riding as well in the morning. Have you got some groups there that you go with?
Yeah, there's massive groups all around PE, I think.
Yeah.
My squad also, we go out on the weekends, and now when summer comes, we go out during the week as well. So
you got your own your squad that you do?
Yeah. Our own little group that we go out riding together. We trust everyone in our group.
Okay.
And, it's just
how many people?
It varies.
Oh,
it can be 10 people. It can be 40 people.
You trust all of those? It gets a bit untrustworthy at times. Yeah, because it's all close, you know.
Yeah,
it can be a hell of an accident.
The guys all generally know what they're doing on the roads, and they're all looking out for each other. So
okay. Well, tell us what you're busy with at the moment, Bruce. What's your sort of current project?
I'm a full-time coach, owner of Aspire LiveFit. My coaching.
Tracy, if you're there, just put in the link to the Facebook or whatever in the comments, and then we'll bring it up as well.
Perfect.
If she's there, is she watching?
I think so.
Tracy, are you there?
And so I help a whole bunch of myself and Tracy. We work together, and we help people prepare and get fit and try and achieve some people are going for race goals like Cape Epic, Ironmans, half Ironmans. Some people are just going for trail running events. Okay. Some people just want to join a group to be around like-minded people and just, work together to get fit and be happy. Yeah. Happy around like-minded people. And that's a kind of a motivating drive on its own. Being part of a group.
Yes, it is. I think it's a huge part of why people get into these things. I mean, whether it's cycling or whether it's, you say, they suck cyclists or whatever. But, it's about the community.
100%.
In the end, 100%. And so you've been busy now with obviously doing. How often do you do it in a week? And do you have lessons, or how do you sort of start? Say, I'll come to you now and say, okay, Bruce, I want to now start to do a race, and I want to get.
It's the beginning is just a setup process of you. Basically, we get you to create a Training Peaks account. Training Peaks is like an online coaching platform.
Okay.
It's basically like a calendar where you have access and the coach has access, and we can place training onto this calendar for you to
watch it
to view. And then we have squad sessions that run throughout the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Pool swim sessions. Fridays, generally, we go into the sea if the weather's good. Tuesdays, we have a track session at the Oval. And sometimes we'll have a squad run on a Wednesday at the beach. And weekends are generally like our long bike and long run days.
That sounds like a lot of riding. Do you ride with them all, or every day? Then you
pretty much, yeah. pretty much. I mean, on the side, generally I'm on the side of the pool. So
Yes.
I get to dish out the
Yes.
I won't say
All the
punishment.
Yeah.
To dish out the fun.
Yes, yeah. So and then you say you use your wave ski to go out when they go out.
It's
in the sea.
When you take them into the sea, it's just for safety. Generally, I'm either on my SUP, my stand-up paddleboard, or my surf ski, just so I can, if someone has a little freak out in the water, they can hold on to my SUP and calm them down, and also just for safety, just to to get around quickly.
I've heard about this sort of freak out in the deep water. Is it just it's an anxiety that you don't think about until you're actually there?
Yeah, I think everyone's, you can be as fit as you want in the pool, but when you go into the ocean, there's all this external stimulus that hits you, and if you don't have like a way, or you've never been taught to cope with that, it can be a little bit daunting. So that's what I really pride myself in, making people comfortable in the ocean, and then also a pool swim stroke and an ocean swim stroke is completely different.
Really, I know it's up and down and stuff, but what is the difference
it's
between
kind of more of like a high catch, like a kind of like a bowling stroke. In the ocean, whereas pool you can be super flat and super efficient, and whereas the ocean you got to be a little bit more powerful, a little bit more aggressive. The stroke, not every stroke is going to be the same. Not every stroke is going to be perfect. It's
like trail running and running, I suppose, on the road.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or the mountain bike too.
You can't predict that rock coming at you around the corner.
No. I was just at a trail run, a trail bike thing. They had the mountain events at the one down at NMU. I was going to say UPE, but NMU, and there was a guy in front of me who I was chasing him, and there was a big root that came out, like this root was above the ground, and he went over the root and it hooked up underneath his bike somehow, and he just flipped. I was just like, 1 minute he was riding flat out, the next minute he was on the ground with his bike on top of him. Anything can happen to these things. 100%.
I mean, just last year, Peter Plett on the 4th stage, last day. I mean, you've already done all the hard part. You've gone through 3 days of riding. Now you just, the last day is meant to be. All the positions are generally sewn up, and we're going down a trail that my wife Tracy and I know all too well. And we came over a little like bridge over a fence. And she just came in a little bit too hot, and there was a pole kind of sticking out, and just went in a little bit of an angle and clipped it, and just got thrown over, broken collarbone, punctured lung, broken ribs.
Is that what it was? Because I see she's got a big foot at the moment.
No, that's something else.
Oh, that's something else. My word.
Scary toe infection. She almost lost her foot.
Jeez,
got serious very quickly.
So when Bob Marley died of that, you must watch out.
Exactly.
Watch out for that, Tracy. And of course, Tracy, your wife, is the daughter of Terry Armorel. Terry has been working with Center Stage for forever. It's like she's been part of the furniture, absolutely, and moaned at me many times. But no, it's okay. So Aspire, when did that start? When did you start with Aspire? Was that?
I think I've been running Aspire for the last 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So
5
really,
years.
5-6 years.
Right.
Really recent.
And I think let's go back and start, because there's this amazing thing in your life that you've had to overcome as well, and I want to touch on that. Where were you born in PE?
East London.
Slummies boy.
Slummies, yeah.
Yeah, is it? Where did you go? Hudson.
I actually started going to Dale Junior.
Oh,
my
Dale.
My dad was a teacher.
Pompe. King.
Deputy head. Yeah.
Okay, so was he deputy head?
Yeah.
There. Okay, so because with him being in teaching, then of course you had to go to then you couldn't do anything wrong.
I left. So that was King Williamstown. It's even further down the track from East London.
Yes.
And then I think I left. I think I was 10.
10 years old.
10, I think I was 10, and I moved to Woodridge.
Oh.
My dad was appointed headmaster there. So we kind of actually grew up on the farm, on Woodridge Farm School.
Gee,
so you can imagine that school was like my playground.
Okay.
When all the kids went on holiday, the
Yeah.
obstacle courses,
Bruce was there.
horse riding.
Good. So your dad's always been teaching, and then you've had to just go wherever he's been. Was Dale's also boarding school then as well?
We stayed just across the road from the school.
Okay. So,
but as soon as my parents could, when I got to Woodridge, they sent me into boarding.
okay. Oh, they want to get rid of you then, properly.
Myself and my 3 brothers.
Yo, and school wise, did you enjoy school?
I did at I think at first I didn't, but I enjoyed my sport at school.
Okay.
And I think I threw myself way more into the sport than the
academic
side.
Yes.
But I got by in the academic side.
Yeah.
Just
made it because your dad was on you the whole time, I suppose.
Well, it's like the age old, when someone tells you at a young age, you must do this, you must. You're definitely not going to do that.
Of course.
Like my mom was also a teacher and like the head librarian, and she used to always try and get me to read.
Yes.
And it's like the one thing I didn't want to do now. She's telling me I must read.
She'd tell you it's bad to read. I don't want to see you ever reading again. And you would have dived into the books.
You need to trick them.
Yeah. So your mom is also teaching in the same schools?
Yeah.
Wow, that was lucky actually for your folks.
Yeah.
Must have had a lovely life when they were working together and being together all and spending that extra time together. Are they both still alive and still?
Yes, yeah. They just moved back from overseas. They were teaching over in Singapore.
Oh.
Where 2 of my brothers were living there.
Yeah.
And so they've just moved back. They've been here for 4 months, I think.
Okay, cool.
So,
cool.
They're excited
Nice to have your folks back.
Yeah, it is.
Excellent.
Like
Well, let's have a quick squiz at some of the comments because I said we don't want to fall behind here with the comments to see who's watching us. Carol Jacobs from East London. She's pops in every now and again. I see John Skipper's Car Park John. How's it, John? Because we know Car Park John from the surfing.
Legend.
Yeah, absolutely. I see was at the
It's Jenny.
Is Jenny is Rochelle there?
My brother's wife.
Ah, your sister-in-law. Lovely. Families online. Hello, Rochelle, and
she's from Dubai.
Mirinda. Lovely. Watching. Good. I'm glad you're watching the show. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube as well, Mirinda. And I see Aunt Daniel saying, "Hey, partner."
Oh, yeah. I did my first Cape Epic with Ant.
Oh, okay.
It was,
how far is the Cape Epic, and where's it go from?
It's kind of in and around Western Cape.
Okay.
So
Amarna side.
So we started. I mean, the route changes every year.
Okay.
But we had a prologue in I think it's called Mirandal, and then we started stage 1 in Hermanus, and then we ended up finishing in Val de Vie over 8 days.
Wow. Okay.
Proper insane riding.
8 days. So I mean, you camp over. These things are like what they call stage races.
Stage
right?
races. Yeah.
Yes. Inspiration and legend. Thank you, Sean. Is you obviously inspiring some of us, a lot of people here. So you camp overnight. That's also it's a tough one to do.
Yeah, especially the Cape Epic. I mean, there's so many people who do it, and the tents are tiny. Thank goodness you don't have to share a tent, but it's tiny. I mean, literally, if I stretch out and kick too far, I'll kick someone in the head in the tent next door. And you got to fit your big bag that's got 8 days of kit food, whatnot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, inside your tent with you, pretty much cuddling you.
And how far do you go each day? Then roundabout.
It varies. It's anything from 80 to 130. But it's like that first year, I don't think we had a stage less than like 2,500 meters of climbing. It was proper. 2
kilometers up, as well as 80 k's forward. That is just so hectic for 8 days in a row. I don't know.
No, it was an amazing experience, and that was probably one of the biggest things I've done for my my rare disease charity. Actually, the first and biggest platform that I stepped up to. It took me quite a few years to get to that point, though.
Yeah. And so Woodridge. I mean, I'm sure that had a lot to do with the Woodridge and even Dale. It's a lot of farm guys there. So it's out in the sticks. I think a lot of that probably had to do with the fact that you enjoy the outdoors and you enjoy getting out.
100%. Every single school holiday, my parents used to take us to Ganubi.
Okay.
And we used to go camp there. We had a caravan and big tents, and the whole family used to camp there, and it was absolutely probably the best. So every single school holiday we'd go there. And it's just magic. I mean,
It's lovely.
50-meter walk and you're on the river, 150-meter walk you're on the beach, with waves, and we had boogie boards, and that's where I learned to surf. And,
okay.
But I think everything kind of happened there as well.
Yeah.
My literally at Kanubi when we were on holiday when I was 6 was when I had my my first illness, my first rare condition.
Okay. And I mean, you okay? So when you're 6 already,
I was 6.
They discovered what happened.
We were on holiday, and I started having like really bad headaches and stomach aches, and went to a doctor, and they sent me home. No, he's got a flu. Yeah. Next time, send me home again. No, he's just got bad fever, and it's just and then.
So your temperature was up.
Temperature was up, but then I was hot and cold, and my parents would put like face cloth on my head, and then I'd be shivering under like 5 blankets, and eventually my mom said, no, you need to get up, exercise. A bit of exercise will be good for you. So I got my little push scooter, and like just 50 meters down the road, I just collapsed, and I couldn't push myself back off the ground. I was like, and obviously my parents freaked out, and they rushed me to limp, completely limp.
Wow.
They rushed me to the hospital. And thank goodness there was a doctor from Cape Town who was actually studying or doing his thesis in this virus called Guillian Barre-Rae Syndrome. And basically it attacks your nervous system.
Okay.
And it can have different effects on different people, but basically it's completely paralyzed me. So I was jetted straight to Cape Town. Yeah, and where they performed an emergency tracheotomy.
I see there the hole in your
lovely little hole
in your throat. It's like in the movies, they stick a pen in there. I'll save him.
but I mean, by that stage, I was completely out, completely paralyzed. I had a ventilator that breathed for me, and it was quite a process from there.
Did it? And then obviously but you were lucky that they sort of realized what it was. I mean,
I was very lucky to have that doctor there, and then also just to have the perfect timing just to jet me straight to Cape Town, rush me to the hospital, and get the tracheotomy done just in time to have something to breathe for me, because at that stage my lungs and heart were collapsing. They couldn't function on their own.
So really like a near death experience there. I mean, that for sure. If you'd been left.
I mean, my eyes were closed, and they said that there was a little bit of downtime where they weren't sure if there was 100% blood flow to my brain.
Okay.
So but over time, a long period of time. Yeah. I think after 2 months of being in hospital bed.
So it just paralyzed.
Yeah, I started to over. I mean, I can't recall, but over let's just say 5-6 weeks, I could open my eyes, and then they started to like hang my arms and legs in splints, slings,
physio, all sorts,
to try and get some movement back, and then slowly but surely I started to have like some movement back. The worst was when I got feeling back, but I couldn't move yet.
Oh man!
And I couldn't talk, so I couldn't. A mosquito would come and bite you. And I couldn't tell anyone. It's a mosquito biting me, so it was proper torture.
Yes, and 6 years old. I mean, 7 years old.
I turned 7 in hospital, and then I think I was released after 77 days in a wheelchair.
Okay.
And they said there's a good chance I wouldn't walk again, or have a fully functioning brain. I know that part's still debatable.
Yes,
according to Tracy.
Yes, Tracy still argues that. Yes. Can you remember the feeling like that when you were a child? Can you remember those feelings? That had an effect on you?
Definitely.
You were scared.
Definitely. I think obviously being in a wheelchair and being able to move a little bit was awesome to go home and go back to my friends, but then it was like absolute torture going back to school, and you get wheeled out to the playground, and you're watching all your friends having fun, and you're stuck in this wheelchair.
Yeah.
But I think everything does happen for a reason.
Yeah. And so slowly but surely you started to get back again. And they said you wouldn't be able to walk, but clearly you walking and running, and you've flipping kicking ass. Actually,
I think my youngest, I started learning how to crawl again with my youngest brother.
Yeah, okay.
He was just learning how to crawl, and then I mean my parents, they never gave up. They kept on praying, and they knew that I'd come right. And
yeah.
Eventually, I started to walk a little bit, and then my dad got me in the pool and taught me how to swim. I'm pretty sure I learned how to swim before I learned how to run, and walk properly. And then I think after 6-7 months, my dad got me my first bicycle, and I learned I could start riding. Basically, up until that point, then I was almost fully functional.
Yeah. So back again. I mean, your friends must have thought, "What the hell's going on here?" There's one minute you're in the wheelchair, the next minute then you're back again. So, I mean, you say that you're still on medication, you're still doing stuff now as well. So it hasn't been cured, but it's something that you just have to live with now.
So that was Guillian Barre-Rae Syndrome. They don't know how to cure it. They can treat it better now these days with various treatment processes, but back then it was still very experimental. Pompe full of steroids here, Pompe there. Okay. I think I was fed through my nose, a little bit of water every now and then through a syringe. And then that virus does, it's like a virus, they don't know how to cure it. So it eventually did they say it leaves you, or like you cured, but it can come back.
Okay.
Come back. But then,
like a virus can always re things. Probably not as bad, but
I think it definitely instilled in me the love that I have for like exercise now. Because as soon as I could walk and swim, and I mean, that's all I wanted to do. The simple things like talking and walking, I started to treasure them. And then when we went to Woodridge, I mean, there you have lots of opportunities to do different stuff.
Definitely.
You go hiking,
horse riding, cross country.
You go down the valley and go fishing in the ponds down there.
It's a fantastic school.
To disappear for a day in the mountains,
Yeah. And I mean so the disease now, that was Guillian Barre, whatever that one was. But then you said that later on there was something else as well.
So I mean, throughout school I was normal. I was very active. I had a very good, successful time in sport, like all sports. I mean, I did everything, you name it: water polo, rugby, swimming, life saving, surfing, whatever I could get involved.
Xterra.
I like that. And then after school, I went to Australia and I swam there for a year with I was coaching at a school called Christchurch.
Okay.
And I spent a year there with Bill Kirby. He's the Olympic coach.
Wow. Because you were, I mean, when you say it's doing sport at school, you were like EP, and you were getting some accolades as well.
I did well for, Woodridge is not really renowned for, going, I mean, it's more team sports and that sort of thing. It's not really renowned for big individuals, but I did well there in my individual sports. And I did I think I got some golds at South African Champs for life saving, and
awesome.
And made some cool teams and went on some cool tours. But then after school, I mean, when I came back from Australia, I started studying sports science, and then I found my true passion for triathlon. And mainly off-road triathlon, like you mentioned, the Xterra.
Xterra, is that the mountain biking story? Okay.
So you swim like in a dam or sea or wherever, and then you mountain bike, trails, mountain, rough stuff, and then when you finish off the bike, you also run on the trails. You 10Ks, but they might send you to the top of a mountain and back through rivers and
so hectic.
And so I started like really following that as a passion. And I saw that I could possibly do well because I loved mountain biking. I could run fairly well. I could swim very well. And so I started trying to go professional in that. and I even had like a 3-year plan to try and get to world champs overseas, and then like do well there. And if you do well at world champs, you know, maybe you'll get recognized and get sponsors and that sort of things. And I still remember at the Xterra, it's actually called Cross Triathlon in Germany. I was the head of everyone. I came out the water far ahead of everyone. I was ahead on the bike, and then just out of nowhere, boom, just like body was in absolute agony. I like just fell over in a puddle of mud.
I lost. Should come back. Yeah. We don't know if it's actually back or not yet. No, it should. It should pop back again. There we go. We're back. So we just every now and again they're digging up the road there in at the top of 7th Avenue. So so you're saying you got to the point where in Germany you'd come out the water first. You are now cycling and then in intense pain.
Yeah, just like absolutely debilitating pain. I like literally fell over, couldn't unclip. I was like literally in a puddle of mud. And it was so strange. I didn't understand what was going on. And I managed to unclip, get to the top of the hill, and then it was all downhill to transition. And so I just kind of recovered and went all the way down. And then when I got to the run, I thought, oh, geez, my body's in so much pain. I don't think I'm going to be able to run. And I think I went backwards to like 30th or over 30th. And then I just said I was going to run until I can't run anymore. And I managed to run my way back into 7th. And I finished 7th, and I knew, okay, that's a good result. I know I could see what I could do. But this was still like a weird thing that was happening to me. And so we started going to different doctors and different specialists, and they would do these tests, you know, all these MRIs and blood tests. And they would send you to someone else, and they would tell you, like a neurologist, and they'd say, well, some of them were honest, and they just said, like, listen, we have no idea.
Clue.
Some of them weren't so honest, and they'd give you a false diagnosis, and I would try their treatment protocols for a while, but it didn't always it didn't always work. And this process kind of went on. I mean, went on for about 9 years. And then all the while I was trying to train, but I was kind of like taking two steps forward, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward. And eventually it got to a point where I was in so much pain that I couldn't even walk up the stairs. I struggled to get out of bed, kind of thing. And I was actually a teacher at Summerwood Primary then. And I couldn't get up the stairs to my classroom. And one of my kids saw me and like told her dad, and her dad is a specialist, and he actually admitted me into hospital and thought it was something linked to my Guillian Barre. He thought maybe I was this virus that I had as a child coming back.
That's linked,
But I knew it's not that, because it was pain. It wasn't paralysis. It was pain, debilitation. So anyway, he worked with me, and I stayed in hospital for quite a while, back and forth. The vampires just take lots of blood. I mean, they did
all sorts of tests, like a battery of tests.
Muscle biopsies, skin fibroblasts. And then eventually, after, like I said, 9 years, he actually called me in like one late Friday afternoon, and he actually told me with a smile on his face. He says, I found out what's wrong. And he said, he apologized for smiling. He just said, the doctors, we work our whole lives to find something as rare as this. And he told me I have Pompe disease. Which is the second rare condition that I've had. And he explained to me it's a glycogen storage disease. Which basically...
So, what does that mean? What is glycogen?
So glycogen is like stored energy in your body. So
glucose.
Glucose is what your body uses. Like every single cell in your body uses glucose as energy. glycogen is stored energy. So glucose turns into glycogen in your body.
Okay.
And is stored. And so that when your body needs energy, it can break down glycogen.
Okay.
And it'll have the glucose readily.
All right.
And so basically my body wasn't breaking down the glycogen. The glycogen was there, but I'm lacking the enzyme that breaks it down.
Okay.
So it was basically to fuel my body, it was tearing apart my muscles and causing huge amounts of trauma.
So it's because you're not able to break that down, then it starts to use other stuff in your body. I mean.
Exactly. It's like it causes so much
Charring yourself.
Pain. Yeah, they call it muscle wasting. It's
Okay,
like basically eating away at your muscles.
Yes.
And your heart and lungs are also muscle. So
of course,
those immediately.
So not related at all, or related in little ways. The two diseases.
Not at all.
No ways.
I mean, I think Guillian Barre is not considered a rare condition anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas Pompe is one in every. They say one in the US, one in every 40,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, I must say that rare diseases are rare.
Yeah.
But there's 7,000 rare diseases.
Yeah.
So if you had to look at like South Africa's population, it actually affects 1 in every 15 people.
Yeah. So that's
one person in a rugby team.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot more prevalent than we think because there's so many different types of rare conditions.
Yeah. And so now the treatment for this stuff. I mean, how do you keep it under control? Because I mean, you are now top athlete. You go. I mean, you've got to.
I try.
Yeah, but I mean, certainly in the top percentile, and you're having to push your body as well. I mean, how does it affect it? And what do you do to? You have medication that you take?
Yeah, initially, I mean, it just shows how little the doctors actually know. They just told me I must just take it easy.
Okay.
And kind of stop my sport that I'm doing, and I know from all the studies and things, 30 minutes of exercise every single day is what everyone should be. Whether it's walking, whether it's I mean, walking could be walking 30 minutes to go to the shops, kind of thing. 30 minutes a day is what you should be getting. So I knew this was kind of wrong, and in a very miraculous way, I started slowly telling my family what was going on, and I kind of thought my days were numbered.
Right.
And it must have been 2 months after my diagnosis where my cousin in Joburg cycled the 94.7 for a charity.
Yeah.
And he phoned me and said, "Hey, cuz, what disease do you have again?" I said, "Pompe disease." He says, "No ways." He just rode for a charity called Pedaling for Pompe.
Oh, no ways.
And I was like, "What?" And he put me in touch with this lady from Rare Disease non-profit organization, and her son has Pompe disease.
Jeez.
So she started this Rare Disease non-profit, and she phoned me, and we had a long conversation, and she said, "No, what the doctor said, like, yes, the treatment is very risky for kids. The treatment, because they don't have a liver, like if they get the treatment, they could like have an allergic reaction to it and die. Whereas an adult has a developed liver that can deal with
handle it.
An allergic reaction, So she said, there is treatment available, and you should definitely get onto it because it'll help you. But it's very costly, and you're going to have to like fight to get it.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. The medical aids don't want to pay.
You're going to have to jump through hoops to and do whatever they ask.
This is expensive.
Yeah, because I mean,
there's no generics for this sort of stuff.
No. I mean, we applied and got denied straight away. They say, no, this test is inconclusive, and then they send you for a whole bunch of other tests. Yeah. And you go and do those barrage of tests. I mean, you save up X amount, 4 months salary, you go do those tests. Yeah. And then they say, no, that's not good enough. You must go do a muscle biopsy. Then they say, no, that was inconclusive. You must go do this. And eventually I had to pay out of my own pocket to do skin fibroblasts, where they take like deep skin cells from your muscle, like a tube, and then they send it overseas and they regrow your skin cells, and then they test with this very expensive medication to see if it'll help your cells. And it did. So the day I got those results, I had a phone call from Discovery apologizing and that they will fund my treatment.
Wow, fantastic. Okay.
And when I say expensive,
most expensive,
I'm talking 430,000 Rand a month.
A month. Oh my soul.
A month. So
Can't you just take the cash? A salary like that wouldn't be bad.
But
Man, that
in
is just,
saying that, that's why we have.
It's medical aid.
That's why
Yeah.
you can't predict having a rare something, a rare condition. And,
I bet you other medical aids will all say, "You stay there, Discovery. I don't want you."
There's no way any medical aid will ever take me on.
No, I'm sure. But it's fine. At least you're with one of the bigger ones. And the treatments. I mean, we were talking earlier, and you were saying there's like 26 vials or 27 vials.
Yeah. So I was taught. Once I finally got approved, the rare disease, Kelly came from Joburg, and she taught myself as well as 3 other nurses how to mix the medication in such a delicate. Really? I mean, it's 28
pipettes and burettes and things,
masks and gloves and sterile environment, and where do we taught it? And when you got 28 vials, 28 syringes, 28 needles. It's such a process.
Holy crap! How long does it take to do this?
It takes. My wife and I have got it pretty dialed now. I often say I hit a new record today, but But generally, just under 2 hours.
Once a week, once a month?
Twice a month.
Twice a month. Once every 2 weeks. Okay, once every 2 weeks. So you say, and just injecting.
No, you when you pierce the valves, you have to pierce. You have to put the needle against the valve, the glass of the valve. Like that's how you can't let the liquid touch the enzyme directly.
Okay.
And it has to all go in slowly. So you can't just shake the valve. You gotta roll it around in your hand slowly, and then you gotta suck up those 28 vials and put them into an IV bag, and then and then a nurse will come to me and
put it in,
find a vein, and then I'll sit with the IV in for about 6 hours.
6 hours. So you sit and watch the Grand Prix and rugby. And
I try and work. I save all my
admin. Oh my word! So Gary's working out some subsidies. He says 215,000 rand a session. That is just
that's just for the medication. That's not including all the syringes, needles, medical consumables that you need, or the nurse to come to me twice a month. And
then that lasts you 2 weeks. If you don't do that,
but I say, as soon as I got into the treatment, I started to study about what glycogen does in your body and how you can train your body to become more fat adapted, to not rely so much on glycogen. And I knew that I had to start exercising again. So I slowly started to walk in the swimming pool because that's all. It's like low weight bearing. It was easy to do. I could just, could rest. It was a nice shallow pool. And so I used to just walk and slowly but surely I started to actually feel I was getting better. I was like improving. I could feel like I was getting a little bit stronger. So I started swimming again. And I just swam and slowly but surely I started to feel I was getting stronger swimming. And then basically then I started cycling. Also low weight bearing, I found walking was tough and running very tough. I don't think I ran for 3-4 years. I don't think I ran at all, because it was so hectic with my body. I worked out. I've been on the treatment for 7 years now, and over that time, I've definitely gotten from where I was to where I am now. I've definitely improved. Where everyone said I would never improve.
And there's no stopping this. You've got to keep on taking that thing every 2 weeks, otherwise, you don't quite know.
I think science will catch up. Hopefully one day we'll wake up in the morning and have it like a vitamin,
That would be...
Have it in tablet form.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
And a lot cheaper.
Yeah. We all have to live with our things, whatever's going on, Are you at 100% now that you're on the medication? You feel like, that's it. You just need that and then...
No. I'm one of the fortunate ones that have improved. There's a lot of other rare disease or Pompe patients out there that aren't as as developed, or they are really struggling. Some of them are wheelchair bound, some of them on breathing apparatus.
Okay. Wow.
So there's
So
definitely
the spectrum of
there's
of
definitely
guys.
a lot of things that I've done that have helped me improve.
Okay.
And first of all, doing some form of exercise every
Yeah.
single day. Diet was a huge thing.
Okay.
I experimented with all sorts of diets,
Yes.
and as tough as it is to say, because I used to love my meat, but I kind of went plant-based.
Okay.
And because it has the plants, the power of plants in antioxidizing your body and anti-inflammatory responses. It helped with my pain levels and not spike my pain levels and inflammation markers so much. So all those little things all start to accumulate to push you in the right direction. And so
I think because of this thing, you're obviously analyzing your body a lot more than the normal person would actually do it as well. So you're talking about like inflammation markers. Like I haven't checked out my freaking inflammation markers, but be through the roof when I run and do these things.
I think when there's an inflammation marker in your body called creatine kinase, and it shouldn't be above, I think the number is 187. I stand corrected, but when you do a long trail run, a marathon, an Ironman, it can go above that 187, up to 300 sometimes. Mine at rest, at normal, waking up in the morning every day is about 480. So like think of doing an Ironman and then waking up the next day, how you feel.
Yes.
That's pretty much how I feel every day.
Every day. And then you still go and do an Ironman as well. Holy moly. And what happens if you don't take the medication? Have you had times where you've like missed it or you haven't been able to do it or anything else?
I think I'll just regress very quickly. Your body will start, it'll start breaking down. It'll start tearing. I mean, I still have ups and downs. I still have what I call them episodes when my body just
shuts down.
Like maybe the medication doesn't work as effectively that week or that month. And then I'll have a huge breakdown. And you can imagine tearing apart of muscle. I've worked out, according to my studies of my sports science and looking at other athletes similar to my age, weight, and exercise routines. I've worked out it takes me about 8 times longer to develop than they do.
Okay.
So I kind of think that I got to work 8 times harder to keep up with them. And so that's pretty much what I do. And you got to roll with the punches. Some weeks are better than others. I've gotten very good at. I mean, I still get angry, depressed, whatever when it happens, mainly because I can't go out and do what I love. Which is sport.
Of course. It's. I mean, to have that. It reminds me of that series Lost. Do you ever watch Lost? That's where they got to push that button every day. They got to go. They got to push the button, otherwise the world's going to blow up. So you've got to get that meds. It must be a bit stressful. It must be stressful as well to a degree.
It's a big balancing act as well.
Gary wants to know if you get to tee off from the ladies' tees.
I'm going to give away how much I love golf.
Do you play it?
No, that's the ladies' tee.
Your love of golf. There we go. Lucky doesn't know. No, listen. I mean,
some great comments there.
Yes, let's have a look there. I see Dean DeQuinn saying how's it there as well. There's Janet, who's Janet Cambell there as well. I see Jenny Rubridge saying best coach ever. Is that so? That's part of your team there.
My athletes, it's my aunt.
There you go. Stacey. Is another Campbell? There's all the Campbells are coming out the woodwork here.
There's a lot of us.
Super proud of all you've achieved.
My aunt as well.
Michelle Kruger is super proud. Yeah, that's Janet. Who's Janet?
That's my mom.
That's your mother. They're always the best.
It's her birthday today.
Oh no ways! Happy birthday!
I spoiled her by taking her out for lunch.
Oh, brilliant! I love it. Oh, so we've taken away your son on your birthday. He's gonna come past and sing happy birthday just for you, just for his mommy. There you go.
One of my
Richard Allen.
Racing partners.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen him on the mountain bike.
I'm sure. Yeah. Don't touch the brakes. That's the thing. So tips. I need to get tips for my thing as well. Duncan Stewart. Duncan, we've got to have you on the show sometime as well. Amazing. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. Thanks, Duncan. You're a legend, man. We've got to have him on the show. He's an amazing artist. Ruben Snayers says, how's it? Great story, indeed. Sharon McClelland as well. Must be one of the McClellans from the old settlers family here. Dean de Koning.
Oh, legend.
Thank you, Dean. Inspiration. He says he's got some strong arms there going on. Nick Pittaway says beast mode. Yeah, it is, Dean. Unbelievable. Mickey Vatoon says always positive, and it is amazing. I'm always, when I've met you, the positivity that comes out of you is amazing. And for somebody who's had such a flippant, fight, it really says something about your whole personality.
I think there were many times where I could have just regressed back into my little cave, but I've definitely found that I won't say that I'm happy I got the disease, but the things I have been able to do with the disease, like being able to raise further awareness for rare disease, I've done many different races. I started doing them as just awareness creating for the charity, try and let people know what I've done, what I've been through, and what I've learned that could maybe help them. Whether they have a disease or not, I believe everyone can learn from my story. And then I also write an article.
Yes, or you write an article overseas.
Yeah, for American Rare Disease Advisor. .com. It's kind of like online journals that I write 2 articles a month generally, and it's aimed to educate and help medical professionals just to maybe see something that I've done that they haven't thought about that could really help them deal with their patients, and through that I've had an amazing response, and patients from all over the world contact me via Instagram, Facebook, and
I'm sure, and because like you say, especially now these days with the Facebook, WhatsApp, there's a group. I mean, if it's 1 in 15 or 1 in 20 or 1 in 100, you'll find a lot of people that have got a similar problem, and then you hook up and you help each other. It's these little communities of
we call them patient advocacy groups,
like a pod.
You all kind of help each other get through the tough times, and and something that they've done I can maybe learn from too, and experimented with my body and with my diet or training or something along those lines, and everything I've learned has not just helped me as a person, but it's helped me coach better. It's helped my athletes, the nutritional
the nutritional
guidance things.
Interesting, you were saying that you're not a Tim Noakes fan then.
And I mean, everything in their own, for a short period of time, most certainly. But
you don't like that. You need to have those carbs, you say, to burn off.
All endurance athletes need carbs. Need carbs and sugars, and that's what every single cell in your body feeds off of. So to starve your body, I mean, and I still believe, and I've been going on with my athletes about everyone's having too little carbs when they're training and racing, and basically they just like eat their body. They go out and they don't have carbs, or they don't have the correct nutrition, and they break down their body, and then it repairs overnight. And then it breaks down again, and then it repairs, and they don't ever get any stronger.
Okay, so it's eating the muscles, or
eating, and then they're repairing, eating, repairing, and so I'm like really harping on they need to up their carb intake, mainly during training, not necessarily. You don't have to.
So I can eat donuts.
good carbs too.
Good carbs, all right. Because I've actually just saw we did this art meander the other day, which was fantastic fun. Tracy would have loved it as well, I'm sure, and Terry. It was a whole lot of the artists in town that displaying their works in their houses and in the thing. And you just meander around. You'd go and travel to Central, you'd go to Walmer, and you go to thing around PE. It was amazing. And I went to Teresa Hardman here and got something there. She was selling all sorts of stuff. It was great. And we went past the GFI gallery, which Dorothea Moores runs there. It's great. A gallery, and there was all sorts of art up on the walls there. But De Kooker, Samaria De Kooker, she did a talk on basically also talking about you're also nutrition and stuff as well, and what and getting out in the sun, basically the vitamin D, and building your body with the so getting out and getting that, and not eating processed foods. I mean, it's just anything that's not processed. Anything that you eat should be grown. If you look at the ingredients, if it's something that you don't know what the hell it is, avoid it.
100%. Like all these drinks that people shake and they turn bright orange or bright blue.
Oh, I haven't checked that. That sounds like radioactivity to me.
You get some of these sport drinks, that are like luminescence.
Oh, my soul.
When you have it, I'm sure they make your stomach glow.
Yeah. Okay. What would you say is your toughest challenge that you need that's come your way? I mean, obviously your illnesses have been tough, but Gary's putting a question on you. What aspect of what you've been through was your toughest challenge? So what's little section of that would have been the toughest?
I think when I was first diagnosed, I think I kind of had to realize that my dream, I almost felt like I was giving up on my dream, or that I wasn't able to, chase my dream.
So it was a mental.
It was more of a mental. Like I just felt like life was done, and I think the mental aspect is probably something that I've definitely struggled with, but through sport, I've definitely found a coping mechanism, and it's helped me. And even though I didn't maybe realize it at the time, just keep on doing something, slowly but surely getting better and better, and the consistency.
Because that's important. I think it's being consistent about it, isn't it?
100%.
With anything that you do, if you're consistent, then that's the way to do it. Because it's sometimes difficult to get up and go and exercise.
Especially when you wake up and your body's just screaming to stay in bed, But if I don't exercise, I think my body actually gets more pain.
Okay.
Because then like the glycogen is building up in my body, and the same thing when my body looks for glycogen, the too much glycogen, so the excess. You can imagine a bucket overflowing. The overflow can poison my cells too, and causes severe trauma inside my body at a cellular level, which is thousands of, one little overflow and you could just have thousands and thousands of cells just exploding. So I think the mental aspect, as well as dealing with pain, pain tolerance is something I think I've grown up with, but definitely the more I train, I'm dealing with different amounts of pain that I've had to push through or learn how to cope with.
Those endorphins, you get those, you still feel good after you've exercised, and you think that helps with, I don't know if you've battled with depression. A lot of people have, when they've come on the show, they've spoken about it, but the exercise certainly does help. Everybody always says that exercise, but it's difficult when you're in that hole.
Completely. When I started, every single second Friday I was having to go into hospital, and 2 hours of mixing, 6 hours of treatment, 8 hours, and sometimes there'd be a little break between the mixing, or like if the nurse couldn't assist me, so sometimes it would just be a whole day, and maybe it's a beautiful day outside. I would really just have this FOMO that I'm missing out, and then I go home and I'm miserable. Tracy calls it like
Mr. Whole Day.
I have infusion Grinch.
Really?
They call it the infusion Grinch. I just get so grumpy, and even now, like I was told, when you finish your infusion, you must just take it easy. But almost every single time, as soon as that needle comes out of, I literally pull it out my arm, and I just go straight to the beach, and I go for a swim, a surf. Sometimes if it's rough, or I just walk into the water. And it could just be 10, 15 minutes, and it's just like pushing a reset button. And that's endorphins enough to just, and then it's
that's exactly what Dr. De Coco was talking about, the endorphins and the sunlight and the waves and the sand on your feet. You need it.
What's it? They call it the healing power of the ocean. And I just go as soon as I go back home after that, or it's like I can get on with my day now. It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
I pushed the reset button, jumped in the cold water, and then I try and just not linger on it, not think about it.
Well, so all those people who are moaning about stuff at home, just take a page out of Bruce's book here, because gee was, it's all these things. Of course, Tracy is the one that has to deal with all of this as well with you. And and if she's anything like her mom, well, she can probably moan as well, because she likes to do that. But she's very, very kind and generous. And I mean, you need somebody like that can help you. So, I know she's an amazing runner as well.
Yeah.
Although she's got a big foot at the moment. But what does Trace do? What's her specialty?
So she, before I met her, she was a good trail runner, really good trail runner, like long distance, multi-day stage races.
Okay.
And then she'd done a couple of she'd done a couple of mountain bike races.
Yeah.
She's dabbled in it. She'd done an Ironman.
Yeah, okay.
But just hacked her way through it.
Yes.
Just like,
yeah, because she's strong.
She trained with her friends and stuff, but there was no real scientific approach and then when we got together, then I started getting her to do some more of these Xterras, and I saw she had a real talent on the bike, and her run was just phenomenal, especially in the mountains. Her technical skills are just incredible.
Hill climbing and stuff as well.
We both won SA Xterra champs, and we both went overseas to cross try world champs. And
right.
So we both kind of had this little bit of a dream.
Yeah.
But then once I got diagnosed, then I kind of had to take a back seat on that, and she just went diving into adventure racing, which we had done one or two like 24-hour adventure races.
Is that the 100 milers and those things? I mean, what is that?
No, it's like when you go for, the adventure races. World Champs is happening right now in South Africa, actually.
Okay.
Well, it's basically you go paddling, mountain biking, trail running, abseiling, klurfing.
So it's like Ironman trail.
It's like on steroids. It's they go non-stop. They want the winner to finish in 5 days. Non-stop.
5 days.
You race
non-stop.
You race day and night.
Holy
and she's
crap.
traveled to some amazing places. She's traveled to World Champs in Paraguay, Reunion Island. They were doing so well there in Paraguay last year. She's done some incredible hardcore races.
South Africa, through the bush there and stuff. There's stuff in that bush there, Tracy. There's like flipping huge cockroaches that can eat you alive.
And she's so small.
I know.
They probably carry her away.
No, but Trace, I'm amazed at the fitness of that girl, man. She just goes. And what type of pain do you experience? Is this muscular, internal pain, headaches? I'd like to know. Brian's obviously feeling a bit of pain. I think yours may be old age, Brian. No, but so the pain is muscular.
I think it's more muscular. Yeah.
Okay.
All muscular, and no matter what pain medication I take, nothing like blocks out that pain.
Okay.
So it's not like having a sore elbow or sore wrist or something, and you can take a pain tablet for it. You can give me super strong painkillers, and they'll just probably knock me out. They don't take the pain away.
Okay.
So unless I go into hospital and they give you something special.
A special concoction, some kombucha. She was, and obviously you need the right partner. You married? Are you married? Are you married as well?
That's our first. We did
not living in sin. It's just worrying for Terry, because it's very embarrassing when she talks to her friends.
We went. We did a 24. Tracy and I did a 24-hour adventure race, and this is still early on in our relationship, and you paddle and you hike. I think the first thing was a paddle, then you kloof up a river. You basically rock hopping, and some of the rocks were she couldn't get to the top, so you're like pulling her up out of these pools, and then you jump off this rock into another pool, and And then it's a long cycle up the Montagu Pass, and then you do the Otaniqua Trail, which is like 38 k's, and then another mountain bike, and then
it's all up and down the mountains.
Another long paddle. Anyway,
okay.
I knew we finished and we didn't fight once.
Oh,
and I knew this was like she was special.
Okay, then it had to be the one.
I still gave it a few years.
So your lives have actually revolved around this stuff. It's crazy, actually.
100%. I mean, I think sport has saved me in a way. I mean, from a young age, maybe this Pompe disease would have come on earlier if I hadn't been so active and so stronger growing up. Maybe it would have affected me when I was younger. So, and then at the same time, it has helped me get to a point where I'm now functioning fairly normally. I would say.
Yeah.
I mean,
more than normally.
I don't think anyone's normal. But, but I mean, and now
at a high level. I mean, definitely.
I started off doing short mountain bike events, like 40k. The Herald.
40k short ones.
No. I mean,
the Herald's like 106, isn't it?
No, the short ones.
You mean the
that's
mountain
the one
bike
that
one.
all the kids rock up. And, here's this adult rocking up with the kids.
Shut up!
And then over time, I gained confidence and started. I did the Herald mountain bike, the 80k.
Yeah,
that was quite extreme. It's called the extreme mountain bike.
All right.
Then I did.
Is that a tough one, eh? So I'm thinking about that one.
No, you should do it.
Not
Definitely.
an 80. I think I'm going to go for the 40 or the 60 or whatever.
You should do the 80. Just dive in. I'll wait for you.
Okay. Because certainly you need to fuel up for these things, So
100%.
What's just as a thing? So say I had to enter the 80. I mean, what should I be eating beforehand before a nice big race like that?
I mean, I think you don't need to eat anything specific beforehand. It's just in that week you'd probably just have some more cleaner carbs.
Okay.
And not in the evenings.
Bread.
No, cleaner.
What's clean carbs?
Like
butternut.
Like your brown rices and your whole wheat pastas and that sort of thing. And as you get closer to the race, then you actually take out the fiber. You take out the brown, so you have white rice. And then you can have your toast, your white bread, and that sort of thing.
Like rye bread earlier on.
Yeah. And then as you get closer to the race, you don't want too much fiber in your system, so then you can kind of switch over to your more plain kind of carbs.
Like Pro-Nutro or something.
I mean, like my breakfast before races, like I have rice with like some oat milk.
Rice for breakfast.
And I put a tablespoon of honey in and peanut butter in.
That's quite a good idea.
That's my race.
What about oats? What about those oats?
You can have oats.
Jungle oats.
Sometimes I just don't crave. I think I always tell people, eat whatever you crave. Just try, hopefully it doesn't have lots of fiber and.
So just before that, but you can do fiber beforehand. And then while you're on that race, because I've noticed the bicycle, if you're riding 80 k's, 100 k's for the Herald, you need to chow while you're actually riding as well.
Definitely
ran out of stuff.
You should have carbs in your bottles, so you'll have a carb sports drink in your bottles, and then you'll have bars or gels or bananas, whatever. But for your weight, you'd probably be looking minimum of 60 grams of carbs an hour. And if you actually go and look at
60 grams,
if you actually go and look at nutritional information on you'd have to have 2 bars, or you'd have to have half your bottle and a bar kind of thing.
How do you eat those things while because you're trying to breathe? You got the thing in your mouth.
That's how the gels are quite nice.
I'm trying to chow this thing, and I want to hold in my things. I'm shoving it in my mouth, and it's I can't breathe now.
I mean, the nutrition that I use is it's got no artificial stuff. Cadence. You can get it from Clicks or online, and it's pure. It's when you mix it, it's almost see-through. So it's got no artificial junk in it.
Yeah.
And there, 1 scoop is 40 grams of carbs. So you can actually calculate in your bottles. So generally, I mean, when you're on those trails, you can't really eat. So I put almost all my carbs in my bottles.
Oh, okay.
So put 90 grams of carbs in a bottle. Make sure that I have 3/4 of a bottle an hour kind of thing. And then,
Okay, so you can actually get it in the bottle as well, so it's not too bad. Because I must admit that my mouth sticks together,
all dry.
and it sticks my jaw shut, and I'm trying to breathe.
We call it cotton mouth.
Yeah, I got him here. Oh man, and so I mean, just going through. Are you kind of a quite an organized kind of person? Because you surely with your medication and stuff, you've got to have everything so exact. Are you both like that, you and Trace?
I think our planning has to be good.
Yeah.
Like the way we do things,
Yes.
and organizing definitely.
Okay.
I like to be overly organized.
Oh, you OCD,
but I'm not really like a neat freak.
Oh, not.
No,
So your house a
not
bit
like-
of a mess.
I wouldn't say that.
Go on, tell me the truth, Tracy. Is his room a mess? When I say
No.
his room's your room.
Our bike room's always a mess. Like
Yeah, okay.
I end up cleaning it. I mean, because you've got like our bikes and our surfboards and wetsuits.
Yeah, you got the sports room.
And then you clean it, and then you go away for a weekend for a race, and you come back so tired, and you just dump everything back in it, and then you go away for a race the next weekend, and you just come and dump more stuff.
Eventually, you can't get in.
2 months later, you okay.
Then you're in the front page of the Herald, where your house is full of crap, like the guys in Summer Strand.
It's just down the road from the house.
Yeah, as well. We can just go dump it there. Maybe you can take it. But Bruce, I mean, I think maybe a couple of getting to know you questions would be good. I think we'll do a little getting to know you session before we end off. Oh, here we go. Gary's got a couple already. We need the introductory music, Gary. You can't do this just summer.
Get to know, getting to know all about you.
Let's have a look at some of the questions first, then, Gary. Some of the comments there. See if there anything going on there. What's it? What a chat. Always positive, motivating. Thanks, Jonathan. Jonathan Comley and Brian. Brian says, interesting. Thank you. Evening to you, Brian. Is a legend. Is boardwalk legend. Your mother will know him well, and your mother-in-law. You're a great example of
Yes.
example.
He's the youngster who won that mountain bike
Oh,
race. did
you
this.
won that one. That I went the wrong way. I went on the 60 instead of the 40 because I was a bit. My directions are not great.
No, this last weekend. The one
Oh, this one. Oh, he
Yeah.
won. He won that one. Yes, I was there at the mountain events.
in a Mew.
Yeah, she was. I think I did all right. I think I came first in my age category, which is the old people. Elmery Sampson, respect all the way. Thank you, Elmery. And I know it was all right in saying, Elmery, that it was 40% full, that dam as well, the in Pofu. William saying, Brucey, you're an inspiration. Yeah,
Incredible
good.
photographer. William.
Yes, I've seen some of his pics as well. Is London Boyke as well, William? I can't remember.
I think so.
Oh, I think. No, I'm thinking of Dean Venish. I'm thinking. No, it's not William. Jenny Rubbish says, "Don't ever ask. Should I do it with Bruce or Tracy? Yes, should I do it? Should I do it? Like I say, should I do the 80? No, he's saying no, I must do 80. I'm going to go do 20. It's up the mountain." And then Danny Darnay is must be Claire's brother or sister or something, I think. Legend in town, and his wife. Indeed, aren't they just amazing athletes? And you pop up everywhere. Everywhere there's something going on. There's always Tracy and Bruce are around.
We either supporting our
That's
athletes, and some of the events you can't really see them along the route, so then we get to do it with them.
Yes.
It's quite
And you come in first so that you don't leave them behind.
that's Tracy.
All right. Well, here's some getting to know you thing. The most nervous that you've ever been.
Just last year, I went to the first Aquabike World Champs in Dubai.
Aquabike
And because it's a first unknown, it's
event.
so it's like a triathlon minus the run. So you swim in your bike.
Aquabike. So it's not a bike that goes along the water.
No, I mean
So you're and then a bike.
That's what it sounds like.
It does sound like cool. Whoa,
That sounds even better.
It's got like paddles, and then you go and then you go across. Okay, so it's a run and the swim.
Yeah,
in Dubai.
and it was just athletes from all around the world,
Yeah.
and it was quite
Crap yourself.
yeah. I did. It's like the start is always like a boxing match in the water. You know?
Oh yes, yeah.
We didn't run in. You would start in the water, pretty much packed on top of each other like
No.
sardines, and they just say like, "Ready, go!" And it's
And
just
cluck, cluck. People are on your
first
head.
first few strokes, you got closed fists.
Yo. No, that's scary for me as well. All right, so that was, and then something particularly spontaneous or irresponsible that you've done.
Spontaneous.
Yeah. Is this something that you just decided? Wow.
Oh, just this year I got offered a trip to go to Namibia, the donkey, the world's best left wave, and I just
the donkey.
I just kind of dropped. I mean,
Skeleton
it's
Bay,
actually,
or
it's
whatever
actually
it is.
like one of the world's heaviest waves. Now that
Really, this is
But,
really heavy. It's just for those of the donkey there in Namibia is probably the longest barrel ever, like a surfing barrel. It just goes and goes and goes and goes.
and my friend phoned me. I think it was like a Friday.
Yeah.
And he said he's going, and I've been wanting to go for ages. And I looked at my schedule, and I thought, I mean, it is work. I'd be, life saving and looking after
Yes.
people there. So,
Okay.
and I just pretty much dropped everything and just went Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Fly.
Yeah.
Flew
Flew in quick. You actually go to Valfus.
Flew into Valfus and then go from there.
There was an incredible.
How was it?
Incredible experience. I mean,
Did you get the proper barrels?
once in a lifetime. Yeah, it was the biggest swell in history.
Because it's a rip, right?
It was a bit too big.
Oh,
Yeah, it was scary.
but you
Scary.
went
I mean,
for it. It's a left.
I saw Kelly Slater going over the falls, 2 waves in a row, and when I know you got the world's best,
Yeah.
I knew like, okay, just be careful, like not to go on all the. Don't try and overextend myself.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much like
It's a never-ending left.
2.7K current that runs down. So
Man.
if you don't catch a wave, you just get taken down by the current.
Okay, so yeah, because it pulls you all the time.
You gotta,
It actually pulls more than it pushes, isn't it?
so you actually, I mean, you think that it's, I mean, the beach is right there, but it's actually quite hard to get to the beach
Yes.
because the current's pulling you so fast.
How do you get out on jet skis?
No,
Paddle out.
hand.
Arms. Your arms.
No,
And then
it's-
how do you get in as
It's
well?
proper marathon sessions. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, you're in your wetsuit from the start of the day, dusk, like
Still there.
till, dawn to dusk.
And they just come in lines, these waves.
Incredible.
And just a
Absolutely.
never-ending barrel.
Uh,
Up, down, up, down.
I mean, I think it's different every time you go there. Sometimes it's more perfect than others. The swell was so big, so it wasn't so perfect, which makes it a little bit more scary. When it's perfect, I think it's a little bit more
Did you get some videos?
manageable. I did.
Okay, I'll go have a look at that because that's. I mean, I've seen some of those things. I think the Staples brothers went out there
Yeah,
and they just were. It was amazing.
in the league of the
Yeah.
No, the world's best with it. I mean, every single person I like watch on movies and stuff, they're all there.
Oh, that is incredible.
Like all the guys from Hawaii, Australia, all the pros that like I look up to, they were all there. You get
Jeez,
to share the lineup with them.
isn't it amazing?
Special,
Eh?
special.
Yeah. Oh well, that's an interesting. I'm glad I asked that question.
That's spontaneous for me. at
Yeah.
least.
Okay. What would people be surprised to hear about you?
Surprise.
Well, maybe Tracy can also to put it over there as well. Let's hear what you got to say, Tracy. Yeah, what would people be surprised to hear? Something that they don't know about you.
I think I care too much,
Uh,
like about others and about other people.
you mean-
I try and help everyone.
Okay.
Where sometimes you can't.
yeah,
You can't help everyone.
you can't do everything.
But you try and be your best for
Yeah.
everyone. I think
Sounds
that's-
like a very safe answer there. I think I'm going to ask Tracy to put something on or your mother. What is it?
She'll definitely know something.
Yes, or your mother as well. She'll also be up to know. Better tell us. And because it's like I mean I know what you mean, but you're a bit of a pushover as well. Then
I wouldn't say that.
I'm not.
I'm a coach.
Right. Okay. So you can.
When someone says they're feeling sick, I say, "How sick?"
Yeah, come on.
Someone
Oh,
says,
what's sick, huh? What?
when someone
Have you
says
got-
they're tired, I can open up their graph and like, you're not really tired. It's just,
Yeah, no, do you wake up with a pain with markers of 600 or more? Yes, they can't argue with you. It's not. And what about Pompe? What about that?
there we go.
There we go. Oh, he's actually a stripper. That's what he said. Is that when you met him? He was actually stripping the golden curtain or whatever it used to be.
Wetsuit stripper.
Oh, there we go. He's always got his dongalong slanging out there somewhere along in the beachfront. Oh dear. Okay. Let me see. The hardest that you've ever worked.
Sure. Most of the time, at any event, I have to go and support my athletes.
Yeah.
I think it's more stressful supporting them
Than
and more
doing it
hard work.
yourself.
I would way rather be racing with them. You just like,
Yeah.
so you're
Tense.
continuously watching timing splits and like,
Um,
are they going to make this cutoff? Are they going to, oh, why did this person disappear off the tracker? I mean, yeah, we have some of our athletes doing world champs adventure racing. And
Yeah.
I wake up in the middle of the night and I just turn on, look on my phone and I just watch a dot to make sure their dot is moving, because you can watch their tracker. They got a tracker on them, but everything's self-navigated. And so we got a couple of athletes they've been out there since last week Thursday already.
Right down my soul. Well, Bruce, your last question. Any particular preference for your next rare disease? Oh my word! No, it's just like, it's unbelievable what you've been through, Bruce. I mean, I'm teasing you, but it's to have to go through this and still stay positive like you are is phenomenal. So you honestly are an inspiration, and I can see why your team appreciates you for that as well. Getting up there every morning, going, getting other people to do stuff as well, and keeping people fit and sorted.
For sure. I think I developed a motto when I was still in hospital. Like, I think everyone has one life, and how you live it, is important, because go climb that mountain, go swim across that river, do what you want, and do everything you can, because
do it now, because
tomorrow maybe a day too late.
It's a journey.
I go surfing all the time, and it might be my last day, and I'm okay with that, because I've lived every single day to the absolute fullest.
It's totally the journey that you're on. That's your life. That's what life is. It's the journey. It's not about aiming for that or aiming for that.
And if I can touch one person or inspire one person to get to, go outside or go go for a walk, or whether they have a condition or not, if I can inspire one person to become active or have a more healthy living, or encourage someone who has a rare disease to try something different, and to realize that your disease or your diagnosis is not your life sentence, and it doesn't have to be, at least.
Magic. Bruce, inspirational. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gino.
Fantastic, Joel. We're gonna do a little giveaway now, so don't go away. We're gonna do the what do you call it? The one-armed bandit. We're gonna pull it and see who wins them Fitch and Leeds. The Fitch and Leeds today. Let's check it out there. Who's gonna win? We put all the names in a hat and we pull the lever, and they win a case of Fitch and Leeds that'll be posted to you wherever you are in South Africa. Oh, Morgan Campbell. There we go. Excellent. There's your foot. Well, he's lucky he's watching you. Fantastic, Morgan. We'll send that to you. Where do you live, Morgan? Bye.
Down the road.
We're going to see him, then I'll give it to you here. I've got one right here for you. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been fantastic. Bruce, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Thank you to our sponsors, Spa, Fitch and Leeds and Sovereign, and thanks to Amobia for our internet. And we'll see you next week. And where we're going to be doing it was in the newspaper this last weekend, Bird Island. We're going to be talking about Bird Island with Mike van Vuuren's coming in. The whole history of Bird Island. It's a fascinating history. And we're going to be there next week. Thank you, Bruce. We'll see you on the trails.
Thanks.
Lekker. Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your mental. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino spot.